Hello everyone, this is Kishore Chowdhury with another new tutorial regarding to the web app service again. So I'm starting this one with a small introduction about myself. So I'm Kishore Chowdhury, who is a C# Corner MVP, and also I'm working as an lead training associate in a company called Code Sizzler. So we are basically a set of technical consultants who provide technical trainings to the associates across the globe. Well, coming to today's topic, this is going to be your secure socket layer certificate. It's about security in your web app service. So we'll be seeing how we can add an SSL certificate into a web app service. So today these are going to be the objectives for the present session. So it is going to be like creating an SSL certificate and then converting that SSL certificate into a PFX format so that that certificate can be used in your Windows Server operating system, where we are actually going to have our website, and followed by that we shall bind the certificate into our web app service. So this is going to be the concept. And here please make sure that you have created a web app service and you have also mapped a custom domain to it. If in case you don't have any web app service that is already created, then that's not a problem, but just make sure to create a web app. And if you don't know about it, please go through my previous video so that you can you can proceed further. So let us go with the demo for this SSL certificate now. So here we go into the portal. Let's get into the portal. Let's here. So now let me see why an SSL certificate and what is the use of an SSL certificate. So I'll take my website as an example. It's something like kishorechowdhury.com. So here this is a custom domain which is actually pointing out into my website, which is www.kishorechowdhury.com. and again the root domain of the following, that is the root domain of the following website will be something like kishorechowdhury.azureWebsites.net. So I'll just load another website with this. I'll load the same website with its master URL, that is something like kishorechowdhury.azureWebsites.net, somewhat like this. Now you can notice it here. When I use this something like kishorechowdhury.com, I am not getting something like your connection is not secure to this site. I'm getting something like this. I'm not getting any security option in here. It's not something like HTTPS, which you generally can find in something like this. So in this portal.azure.com you can see this something like secure, but that is not actually available on my website. But still, if I access the same website with this URL, that is something like kishorechowdhury.azureWebsites.net, so again the same website is loading, but still if you get into this, it's showing like the connection is not secure. But let's try to access this one with something like https:// which is nothing but your hypertext transfer protocol secure, which means like the website that you're trying to access, it is actually secure. Can you see here, when I access this website via this kishorechowdhury.azureWebsites.net, this website is actually secure, which means like the connection between me and this website, that is the connection between the following machine that I'm using now and the web server which is actually hosting the following website, it is completely secure. There cannot be any chance for some middle person like to come and make changes to the request that I make or the data that I send, or to take the data that I send. So we call it as meet in the middle attack, which means like some hacker might come in middle of you and your server, and they might make changes to your data. But again, when I make an access to the following domain, that is kishorechowdhury.com, with an HTTPS, you can see here I'll be getting a response stating that the following website is actually not secure. Can you see this? It is saying that this is not secure, which means like the connection between me and the following website through the following URL, it is actually not a secure one. It doesn't have a security certificate. That's what it means, which means like it is not encrypted. So any person can hack in the middle and they can manipulate the data that I send. So here the following website is just a static one, so no issue with this one. But in case, imagine about a website like maybe your some website which in which you can make a shopping where your credit card and debit card details might be given, or any payment gateway, or any other complex informations. In those kind of scenarios, you cannot just leave it very easily, such that your kind of data might get hacked by someone, or they might get changed by someone. So the best practice is to add an SSL certificate, so that there will be an end-to-end encryption in your website. So now this demo, we are going to try to make this custom domain with applied custom domain. I mean, like, we are going to make this custom domain with an HTTPS call. That is, we are going to add an SSL certificate for this. And again, you can see here, for this Azure websites.net domain, we have an SSL certificate. This is because Azure takes care of your certificates for its default domain that it gives. But in case you want to add a custom domain, then you need to add an SSL certificate for it, and that is entirely different. So here this is a custom domain, and that's the reason here I'm not able to get any SSL certificate. Well, now let us see how we can do that. I'm just getting into my portal, and in my portal I'm just going into the web app service, which is nothing but Kishore Chowdhury, to which I'm actually trying to add my custom domain. So here we have, this is my web app, and this one is the one to which I'm trying to add my SSL. But again, there is an important thing that you have to make sure about. To have an SSL certificate, your app service plan will also have an effect over it. Let's go to this scale up option that is available at the left side in my app service plan. So here you can note it, I am having an app service plan which is nothing but a shared environment, which is D1 shared app service plan. Let it get loaded. So here we have our service plan that I'm using. There is something like shared infrastructure, in which we have the following specifications. So if I see in it, I have an option to have a custom domain and the rest of the things which I have already explained. But here I don't have an option to have something called an SSL certificate. So if in case you want to add an SSL certificate, you have to make sure that your app service in at least a B1 tier. So your B1 tier that supports your SSL certificate with a custom domain, and also your manual scaling instances are available. So I can choose this B1 tier, and I'll click on apply, so that my app service plan will be scaled up to an app plan that will support for my SSL certificates. Well, I'll just wait for this one to get updated. Let me come back once after this gets done. So okay, it's already done, don't have to wait. Now it is done. Now we are provided with an option to add an SSL certificate for this specific web app. In the left side, let us click on this SSL settings in here. So can you see here, SSL bindings can be used with basic plans and higher. So we have already changed it. I think it's not yet reflected. Yeah, it supports my SSL. Maybe it's just taking some time. Let me refresh the entire page. So at times it happens, maybe my network is little slow. That's also a reason for that. Now let me go to, see, can you see here, you are provided with an option to add your SSL certificate. So this is my domain, and I need to add an SSL certificate for this. Now let's add an SSL certificate. So can you see here, you can click on this add binding and you can add your certificate. But where is my certificate? So this process of your SSL setting configuration, it's not yet started. We have just prepared an environment inside your app service that supports you to create an SSL certificate and bind it with your app service. Now let me show you a website which will provide you a free SSL certificate. Let me Google it. It's something like sslforfree.com. Just make a note of it. It's sslforfree.com. Hit on enter. Can you see you are just taken into a website where you can create a free SSL certificate. Now I want an SSL for the following website, that is www.kishorechaudhary.com. I'm just making a note of it, coming back in here, and I'm pasting it. Right, it's something like this. So I want this one with a certificate provided with HTTPS. Now I'll click on this create free SSL certificate. So here we get an option. There are three different ways in which you can make your SSL certificate get created. But generally, this following step that you are seeing now, it is for proving that you are the owner for the specific domain, the specific URL that you are saying now, you are the owner for that. So imagine about it. If I want to create an SSL certificate, I can just simply go and do something like www.microsoft.com. I can put it in your this SSLforfree.com site, and I can just download an SSL certificate for that Microsoft website itself. But actually, it's something illegal. That is why you are provided with the following option, where you have to make use of a few steps which are shown in here to prove that you are the owner for the following domain in here. So here www.kishorechaudhary.com, I have already purchased the following domain from Microsoft Azure itself. Anyway, I'll show that. So here I have three different options through which I can prove that I am the owner for the domain that I have purchased. Now here I'm going to use something like manual verification here, which is easy for me, but still you can try with these two options which are available in here. But I felt like these two are a little hard and complex, but this one, it is literally easy in here. Let me show this part. Click on this manual verification option. So here you just get something like this. You can read out if you want. Just click on this manually verify option. Now you will get a set of DNS records. So 2 DNS records will load in here. All you want to do is you want to add these DNS records into your DNS of your custom domain, and make sure that you give the time to leave as 1, and finally you can download your SSL certificate. Well, now let us try doing this. So let me make sure about one thing. Here the custom domain, which is kishorechaudhary.com, I have purchased it directly from the Azure portal. So at the left side, if you go to this custom domains option, here you can find the set of domains that you would have purchased. So here I have this kishorechaudhary.com. So in the bottom I can find it. Let me get into this. Well, you can even just go through my previous videos if you want to know how to purchase a custom domain in Azure portal, if you are not aware of it. Now in the following custom domain, which is kishorechaudhary.com, at the left side there is something called DNS zone. Just click on this. So this is where you can add your DNS records. So basically you might not get this DNS zone in your domain name. If it is not available, just click on the DNS node and you will be getting an option to add your DNS zone. You can directly add it, and after that you will get the following blade like this. Now you can see here we have a set of records in it. Forget about these are about your custom domain records. Now let us try something. I'm going to do something for making these records to add it in here. Now let me copy this, but please make sure that you don't copy the space. So there is a space in front of it. Just make sure to copy only the correct set of phrases in there. I just copied this. Now I'm coming back in here to my portal. Now I'll click on this add record set, and I'll give a name which is nothing but the thing that is said in here, but just make sure it's already .kishorechaudhary.com is already available in here. So let's take off this .kishorechaudhary.com because it's already here, and again let's make it to a txt record. That's what it's said in here. So it's a txt record. You need to add a txt record, and then in the place of value you can copy the following value, come back in here and paste it in the place of value. And especially don't forget this, let this time to leave be something like 1 second. If in case you leave it as 1 hour, then you need to wait for 1 hour time to just check whether your SSL certificate is added or not. Finally, you can just click on this OK button in here, so that a txt record with those set of required data will get added in here. Again, let me come back in here. Next, I need to add one more txt record. You can have a look over it. It's entirely same, but this time it's not having the www. Let's copy this, coming back in here, clicking on add record set, pasting the following thing in there, and I'm just taking off this .kishorechaudhary.com and let it be a txt record, and in the place of ttl I'll make it into 1 second. Finally, I'll copy the following pieces of value there and I'll paste it in the place of value, and again I'll click on OK. Now this is done. My two set of records have been added, which is trying to say that I'm the owner for the specific custom domain that I have. Now let me come back in here. I'll go to this verify link which is provided in here. I'll just click on the first one. If everything is fine, you can see here the txt record found. Make sure the value matches the value specified by instruction for which the domain host name. So things are right. So we are proving that we are the owner in there. Again, let me click on the second one for this another thing which we added. So both are proving that we are available in there. Now let me close this. Now we have verified that we are the owner for this specific domain. Now an SSL certificate will be ready for us. All we need to do is to click on this download SSL certificate in here. Click on this download SSL certificate. Now what happens is, like, a certificate for you will get generated. It will take a little bit of time, not too much, but just a small amount of time. And once after your certificate is created, you will be able to download it. So here it is going. It's getting prepared now. Let's wait for it to get done. Okay, let's see it. And speaking about this SSL for free.com, it's an open source one and it is literally free. If you go and purchase certificates from third party things like your Big Rock or GoDaddy, you need to pay for them, but in here it is entirely free. Now scrolling down, you can see this is your certificate that got generated along with the CA bundle and the private key. The best approach in here is to just click on this download all SSL certificates, so that you will get your certificate downloaded. Let me go to the downloads. Let me right click on it and let me extract in here. Here we go. I gave my, okay, I think here they are, private key, CA bundle and my certificate. I'll just create a new folder, SSL, and I'll just take them inside to that so that it will be easy for me to organize. SSL, okay. So now these are my three things. Now you can see here they are not actually in a format that we need. They are given in form of certificate in here, but the point is you cannot use these certificates directly in your app service. Now let me show that. So we are done with our SSL certification creation, certificate creation. Now let's go to this SSL settings in here. Now you cannot directly go and say something like add binding, and then you cannot go and directly choose the specific SSL that you have in there. The point is, this following web app which is running in here, this one, it is actually running in your Windows platform. This one is actually running in your Windows platform, which is going to be your Windows Server operating system. So basically Windows Server operating system, they doesn't accept SSL certificates that are in the following format of your open source environment. So this is actually a security certificate and it's a private key. It doesn't accept it. So you need to convert these certificates into something called PFX format, which is actually accepted one in these custom domains. For that, I have a website in which you can convert your domains. I'll show that. It's something like, let me go to my bookmarks. Yeah, it's something like decoder.link/convert. You can just take this link from here. You can just make a note of the same. So this decoder.link/converter, this one will actually let you to go and decode your SSL certificates. So here you can see here this SSL converter. This is actually available for a different set of things. So just go to the specific URL so that you will get a converter where you can convert your SSL certificates into PFX format. But if in case you want to convert it to some other format, you can just go to the left side and you can find the one that you want to the environment that you are working in. Now let me add my certificate file in here. I'm clicking on this. Let me go to downloads and then I'll go to SSL. Let me choose my certificate first. So the certificate.crt, it's been given in here. Next, in the place of key file, I'll choose this private key, and in the place of bundle file, I have to choose the CA bundle which I downloaded. Hope you understand what these three are, which are already been downloaded from the SSL certificate which we created. Now in the place of password, you can give any password because you are going to use this for authentication when you are using the SSL certificate. Right, now let's give the password in here. I'm just giving a password. You can give any password that you like to give. Finally, I'm clicking on convert. So we have our SSL certificates converted now. Let's click on this download button in here. Okay, they are got downloaded. I'll go to my downloads again, the download window. So here I'll have my SSL certificates. So here they are. I'll right click on this and I'll again click on this extract files. Okay, let them get extracted in same place. So we have these files, which is going to be an SSL certificate. So here we have this personal information exchange, which is nothing but your PFX format. So this is what accepted by Windows. You can see here. Let it be. Now I'm coming back to the portal. So we have completed the steps of creating the SSL and then conversion of the SSL. Now let's come in here and let us bind the SSL. In the left side in the SSL settings, click on it, and in there let's add the SSL certificate first. So just scroll down and here you can see something called certificate and there is no certificate. Click on this upload certificate in here. Now let it be something like let it be private. Yeah, let it be private. So because we are going to use a private certificate which we created now. Now choose the PFX certificate that you created. It's in downloads in the following folder and here it is. Open it, and for password, which the password that you gave when you are trying to convert this SSL into PFX format, you give the same password in here. So I'm giving my password. Finally I'm clicking on upload. Now here it is going on. My SSL is getting uploaded and I think it's done. So we have an SSL that is uploaded in here. So now let's click on this add binding so that the SSL can be binded with this Kishore Chowdhury custom domain. Click on this add binding option in here, and finally you can choose a domain in here. So I'm choosing the domain which is nothing but www.kishorechowdhury.com. and now so here we go. Let me choose the certificate. It's I think I have two different certificates. Let me just make sure about the number here. It's A1. Okay, I think where did this? Okay, I got this another certificate which was actually done by me in the previous, maybe previous trial. So here when you are doing, you will be getting two certificates. You can you will be getting only one because you will be doing it for the first time. So I'm choosing this one because but still both these will work fine because I have generated this SSL certificate for the same website in here. Maybe previously I would have done this. I have done that. That's why I'm getting that. I'll choose the first one And this SSL type, don't choose IP based, you can choose this SNI SSL. So you can just click on add binding in here. Now here it is, that's done. Now we have an SSL certificate added for www domain. Again, let's click on this add certificate. This time let me choose the custom domain, it's kishorechaudhary.com, not the www one. Let's choose the certificate again. Let me choose the first one itself, and let me click on this add binding this time. So now the binding has been added again. So we have our SSL certificate binded into our following URL, that is a custom domain. So here you can see here there are two certificates added to this. So one certificate has been added on 14/8/2017 and one was 8/30/8/2018. So this is the one that I added now. Anyway, that's not a problem, I just chose the old one, but still the concept is same. Now coming up here, we have something like HTTPS only. So if you turn this on, what happens is, like, even if a user makes a request to your app service with a HTTP request, it will be converted into an HTTPS. So that is what happens here. So let me turn this off first, let me show that, and then I'll turn this on and I'll show how it works. Now what shall I do? Let's come back in here, let's refresh this with the same HTTPS call. This time I'll be getting a proper response with an acceptance. So I think it's catched. Let me close this, I'll come on here, I'll make a HTTPS call, ps:/kishorechaudhary.com. that's kishorechaudhary.com. Can you see here, this time I'm getting something like HTTPS and it's saying that this is secure. See here, this is entirely secure in this. Now still, let us make this a little more different. Let's make another call this time, but not with HTTPS, but with HTTP, which is nothing but a not secure one. So it's HTTP call that I'm making. I'm just googling this with HTTP call. This time you can see here, I'm not being made in a secure call, it's an unsecure call, I can say. You can see here. So that is the difference. So now I made a HTTP call and I got a response like this without any security, right? Now what I do in this HTTPS only, I'll turn this on, right? Now this time I'll make this HTTP call again, not the HTTPS, I'll make the HTTP ://. So it's hypertext transfer protocol, not a secure. I'm just googling it, I'm searching for the same. It's catched again. Let me close this, let me open a new one, HTTP ://kishorechaudhary.com. So here we go. Okay, it's taking some time to reflect, it seems. Well, let us see here. Now it is working. I made a HTTP call, but still it is going to HTTPS. I'll do it once again. HTTP ://kishorechaudhary.com. See, it's taking me to HTTPS. So that was the difference. If you turn this on, even an HTTP call will be sent to a HTTPS call. That is the major difference. So now my website is entirely secure, and I can say that the data that I send from my machine to the server, it will be entirely secure. No one can make a man in the middle attack. No one can hijack my data. So that can be assured in here. So this communication between the server and my local machine, it's entirely secure. So this is how you can make your website a secured one, right? You can see it's secure, and if you click on it, you can see the details of your certificate. So that is about adding an SSL certificate in here. So that's all for today's hands-on part. You can find those demo by doing the same, and you can write your comments if you have any doubts. Coming back to the slides, I'm winding this up for now. These are my contact details. You can follow me in Twitter at the following Twitter ID, and this is my company mail ID and my personal mail ID as well, and that is my website. You can write me or mail to me at the following URLs, and I'll be available all the time and to reply you people. And that's my WhatsApp number. You can write your doubts and queries to that one, so that I'll be happy to help you people again. Do comment out if you have any queries, and do subscribe for the channel so that you can get a lot more updates from me. Thank you all. We'll meet you again with next module, and maybe in the Azure app service itself or with some other topic. Thank you all for now.